The more we look into human history, the less human it becomes.
Before we begin, I want you to look at the device you're watching this on. Go ahead, really look at it when it's turned on. It entertains you, it teaches you, it answers your questions, it tells you what's happening on the other side of the world. It knows what you like, what you fear, who you talk to, what you buy, where you've been, and what you'll probably do tomorrow. But when it goes dark, what do you see? A black mirror. Now here's the strange part. Thousands of years before the invention of electricity, people sat in dark rooms, staring into black mirrors, believing something on the other side was staring back. Different civilizations gave it different names. Some believed they were speaking with spirits. Some believed they were receiving visions. Others believed they were looking into another realm. Today, billions of people willingly carry a black mirror in their pocket. They wake up with it. They fall asleep beside it. They consult it before making decisions. They trust it more than their own memory. The question isn't whether technology is evil. The question is, have we unknowingly recreated one of humanity's oldest occult symbols without ever realizing it? Tonight, we're following the reflection. This is Suspicious Minds. What if the oldest form of magic never disappeared? What if it simply changed shape? Thousands of years ago, people sat alone in dark rooms. A candle flickered beside them. Before them rested a polished piece of black obsidian, a mirror, not for vanity, not to see themselves, but to see something else. They called it scrying, the belief that by gazing into a dark reflective surface, visions would appear, voices would speak, knowledge would be revealed. Most people dismiss these practices as ancient superstition. Yet today, billions of people willingly spend hours every day staring into a black mirror. If it's in your pocket, it speaks to you, learns from you, knows your habits, knows your fears, knows your desires, and somehow it always seems to know exactly what you want to see next. Coincidence, technology, or has humanity recreated one of its oldest symbols without ever realizing it? Long before electricity, there were mirrors made from polished obsidian, volcanic glass, dark enough that you couldn't quite see your own reflection, only shadows. These mirrors have been found in multiple ancient cultures. Some were ceremonial, some were associated with divination, some were believed to reveal hidden knowledge. Rather than looking outward, they were used to look inward, or perhaps beyond. One of the most famous examples comes from Mesoamerica, where polished obsidian mirrors were associated with ritual practices and with the deity known as Tezcatlipoca, often translated as the smoking mirror. Centuries later, in England, John Dee, mathematician, astronomer, and advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, used a polished obsidian mirror during his experiments with Edward Kelly. Dee believed these sessions could provide insight from angelic realms, while historians continue to debate exactly how he understood those experiences. Different cultures, different centuries, one reoccurring object, the black mirror. Why? The word television literally means seeing at a distance. Tel, distance, vision, sight. That's simply what the word means. Long before electronic screens, people dreamed of seeing places they couldn't physically visit. Today, screens make that possible through broadcasting and digital communication. When a television is turned on, moving images shape our attention. When it's turned off, you're left looking into a dark, reflective surface. A black mirror, not proof of anything, just an interesting parallel. One that's difficult to ignore once you've noticed it. Today, most people carry a black mirror everywhere they go. It wakes us, it guides us, it entertains us, it remembers our appointments, it stores our conversations, it photographs our very lives. We touch it thousands of times each day. For many people, it's the first thing they see in the morning, and it's the last thing they see before they fall asleep. Never before has one object occupied so much of human attention. Perhaps the real question isn't what the device is. Perhaps it's what it's doing to us. Imagine an invisible intelligence. It studies you, learns your habits, predicts your emotions, knows what captures your attention. It doesn't need to read your mind. It simply watches what you click, what you pause on, what you ignore. Recommendation algorithms are designed to keep people engaged by learning from patterns in behavior. They don't need supernatural abilities to become remarkably good at predicting what might hold your attention. The result can feel strangely personal, sometimes almost uncanny, not because the algorithm is alive, but because it is constantly adapting. And that raises a fascinating question. If ancient people believed mirrors could reveal hidden parts of themselves, what does the modern black mirror reveal? Every smartphone begins with materials drawn from the earth: silicon, copper, gold, rare earth elements. These materials are refined through extraordinarily complex engineering into devices capable of processing unimaginable amounts of information. Some people describe this transformation metaphorically as a kind of modern alchemy, not because it is mystical, but because raw materials are converted into something that seems almost magical in its abilities. Ancient alchemists sought transformation. Modern engineers transformed sand into processors. Different methods, different goals, yet both begin with the earth. For thousands of years, people stared into black mirrors, hoping for answers. Today, the mirror stares back, not literally, but through cameras, microphones, sensors, data, notifications. The modern screen doesn't simply show us the world. It also learns from how we respond to it. Maybe the real mystery isn't whether technology resembles ancient symbols. Maybe it's why those symbols continue to resonate with us. Why do reflective black surfaces keep returning throughout history? As ritual objects, as artistic symbols, as everyday tools, perhaps because they've always represented something deeper than just glass. They represent reflection, attention, curiosity, and the unknown. I'm not suggesting your phone is haunted. I'm not suggesting your television is possessed. History doesn't require us to abandon critical thinking, but history does invite us to notice patterns. Ancient civilizations believed black mirrors could shape perception. Today, our screens undeniably shape perception in countless ways. Whether that's simply the evolution of technology or something more symbolic, I'll leave that to you. Maybe the greatest mystery isn't what's inside the screen. Maybe it's what the screen is slowly shaping inside us. Until next time, keep questioning, keep searching, and above all else, keep a suspicious